Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Carrie Roldan Show, where we spend 30 minutes or so a week having conversations that matter to the entrepreneur's body, mind, and business. I'm your host, Carrie Roldan. As many of you know, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a runner, I'm a best-selling author, a personal growth junkie, and your body, mind, business mentor. And I help heart-centered entrepreneurs who are feeling fat, foggy, and frustrated to balance their hormones and to get into body, mind, business alignment on this cellular level. So if you'd like to have a conversation about what this might look like for you, you can schedule your free clarity call session with me by going to carrieRoldan.com/apply. And I will probably put that somewhere in the text around this video. But you guys, I created the Carrie Roldan Show because I have stumbled and continue to on my entrepreneurial journey, because the road to success thus far has been full of potholes, detours, and dead ends, not to mention self-doubt, fear, worry, debt, marital tension, and personal struggle. And I wanted to share what I continue to learn on my journey in the hopes that it will help you guys too. I know, you guys, that online entrepreneurhood can be a super lonely place. And I'm on a mission to help us connect to each other and to the resources that we need to thrive in our businesses. So that's why I'm excited about today and today's topic, because I have a resource for you guys that is not just super practical, but near and dear to my own heart. Those of you who watch this show regularly, you know I often schedule guests because I have a need for something. And no, if I have a need for it, you guys probably have a need for it too. So today's topic is I have a need for this. It is Get Dressed with Less Stress, the secret to making your wardrobe, image, and life come together. And my guest today is the amazing Maegan Watson of My Dear Watson. So I'm going to give you a little bit of introduction to Maegan before I put her beautiful face on the screen. But Maegan Watson is a personal stylist and founder at My Dear Watson, which is a firm dedicated to creating wardrobes that practically hand you your outfit every time you get dressed. I want this, you guys, so bad. So you feel the way you want and love the way you look. She has nearly a decade of experience supporting amazing individuals by building their life-transforming wardrobes. She loves the unending question of what should I wear today? So your energy is reserved. She loves answering that question, I should say, so that your energy is reserved for family, fulfilling work, and fun. She lives in Telluride, Colorado with her cute, adorable, squishy little son, her husband, and her chocolate lab. So Maegan, let me make sure I put your face on the screen. Here, you're on the screen now. Say hello and welcome.
Hello.
I am so happy to have you here today, Maegan. As you heard in my introduction, this is kind of a need for me, and this interview has been such a long time in the making.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm excited. I'm so excited to talk about this.
Good, because I know you could probably, when it's something that you do, you could probably talk about it with passion and excitement for hours on end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we only have 30 minutes, so I want to start by just asking. I love asking this question of every guest, which is, tell me a little bit about what you do and how you came to do it. So how is it that you came to become a personal stylist and have this company, My Dear Watson, that helps people like me and the people I serve?
Yes. So what I do is, like you said, I shop, style, and manage the wardrobes for women, specifically women who have taken on a leadership role in their lives. And so my kind of the history of me coming into this work is that, I've been doing this for close to a decade now, and it really, truly was my personal struggle with style and getting dressed that shapes how I support women now. And so my story is that I always dressed well. Putting outfits together was easy for me. And I would get compliments and kind of like the outward appearance was always really great, but I was really, really struggling on the inside with feeling good enough, feeling like myself. That was probably the biggest one, is just not feeling like myself in whatever I was wearing. I was always trying to accommodate what I should look like for the different scenarios I was in. And a big thing is that my tendency, as it is with most women, is to be the supporter, to blend in, to work really, really hard, but never really ask or figure out what it is I need to do, whether it was emotionally, physically, or spiritually, to be truly the best and bravest version of myself. And it came to a point in my life where I had to ask these questions. My health and my happiness really, truly depended on it. And when I did, this is a long evolution, but when I did, I realized that at our core and underneath all of that self-doubt and criticism is the person with the values and the mission that the world really, truly needs. And then the biggest aha was that I learned that this person can always, always, always be gently nudged out from hiding through their wardrobe. So that's why I'm here. That's my mission.
Oh my goodness. So I got chills when you were explaining that, only because you and I have talked a couple times before, but I've never heard like this in that depth. But so cool, right? Because I recently discovered pretty much the same thing in helping the women I help in the way that I help them. And this was the biggest aha for me, was recognizing that the physical, right? We have 4 energetic bodies: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, right? And so many of the women I serve spend a lot of time investing and working on the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual, but neglect the physical. And so here I am, someone who's like, hey, we need to get into physical alignment, which means, balancing your hormones and taking care of your physical body. And you're saying almost exactly the same thing, only the external physical, right? Dressing in a way that truly is, I don't know, how would you say, like, the way I'm thinking of it is in alignment with who you truly are and how you want to show up.
Yeah, that's a really good word to use, in alignment, because, like everything in our lives either adds energy to us or depletes our energy, from the thoughts we think to the foods we eat, and to the clothes we wear. And so most women, they start their day already in an energy depleting state, because they're putting, one, just the act of getting dressed can be energy depleting for a lot of people, especially when you're going to something important, which everything is important, but that's, another conversation. But yeah, and then so it's a struggle, so that depletes their energy. And then also from a communication standpoint, if we're not wearing, if our clothes are not doing the best job they can of visually articulating how amazing we are, whether it's our authenticity or our creativity or, the attribute list is endless, right? So if they're not doing the best job of communicating that, our day is full of over communicating, over proving ourselves. Just this underlying theme of struggle, of like, I'm tired of having to struggle. I'm tired of women thinking they have to struggle. It's just like, let's make things way easier. And it's not only that it's easier to get dressed, it's easier to talk with people. It's easier to tell people what you do. It's easier for people to get to know you. And so that's like the big energy thing for me, is that this does not need to be an energy drain. It's really a simple fix. But it's probably the biggest energy drain that I've ever seen from talking with women.
So I can just tell you from my own experience and from so many of the women who I work with, right? Because what I do is help women get comfortable in their own skin again. And I'm actually meaning inside of the skin that they're wearing on the outside. But one of the main reasons why I was so excited to talk to you today is because I know that you just described exactly that, helping women be comfortable in their own skin. So stand confidently in in whatever situation they're in, like kind of feeling, I so get it. I so get it, because I'm having that personal struggle right now, which is like, I don't love getting dressed in the morning. I work from home, and I often, right, I love to be able to wear yoga pants to work every day. Like, I really do love that. But I also don't like that that's how I show up in the world all the time, is a little bit like frumpy. I mean, today I managed to put on a sweater, right? but a little bit frumpy and not pulled together. And I know, just like you have said, everything is energy, but like how you do anything is how you do everything. Mm-hmm. And so I'm recognizing in my own life and business, that this is a place where I need to pay attention to how I do it, because the way I dress feels like an afterthought. It feels like, let me see if I can find, it feels like something, honestly, what it's felt like for a really long time is something I'll pay attention to later. I'll care about, like, I'll get dressed. I'll dress like a professional. I'll dress like someone who's successful when I finally feel that way. And what I know to be true, right, is the opposite needs to happen. I don't know. Can you comment on that maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of, and I totally get this. So it's kind of feeling like a chore, kind of feeling like a not yet type of thing. And then also one of the biggest ones, and you can tell me if this is right, is that it's almost as if, like, when you ignore something long enough, it's kind of like it does start to fade. It's like kind of like suppressing emotions a little bit, but which, you know, they're actually not going away. They're kind of getting deeper and deeper and deeper. But when you let it go on that far, it's really starting to affect the way you value yourself. Yes. And what you said was really perfect in that kind of like, when you make it or when you're successful, you'll do it then. But it's just that paradigm shift of you have to act and look like and believe in that best and bravest version of yourself first.
And step into the energy of that.
Exactly. And it's not a fake it until you make it. I mean, that's a way that people can resonate with that, you know, but it's not faking until you make it, because I'm of the belief that you already are that person. You totally are that person. You know, I believe that we're not given these dreams or these ideas without the capabilities of achieving them. So whenever there's a struggle or disconnect, it's just that you already are that person. You need to start to embody that person. I love that word. You need to start to embody who that person is and act like them. Your decisions come from that place. Your decisions come from a place of love and not fear. And it's so, what I love about wardrobe is that because we're going to put clothes on every single day, no matter what those clothes are, but something's going to be put on every single morning, is that it allows wardrobe to become this really powerful tool to convince yourself and pave that neural pathway of, this is who I am. This is the amazing, incredible, intelligent woman that I am. And you can allow your clothing to reinforce that every time you get dressed. And eventually that pathway gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And then you're not convincing yourself anymore. Then all those wonderful things about you are at the forefront, and you're not trying to like find them through self-doubt. They're just who you are. And because wardrobe is visual, that makes it an extra profound tool, because we're visual beings. 80% of us learn and communicate visually first, more than any other modality. So more than vocal, more than behavioral, more than spatial, we are communicating visually. So it's a really easy place to manipulate to make a huge impact.
So here's what you just said, or here's the image that I got when you were talking, is about one of the ways that I help, and especially the people who've been through my Body, Mind, Business Reboot program, right? They go through a process of actually meeting, connecting with, identifying with that highest version of themselves, right? Their ideal self. And what I just got, I got such a rush when you were talking, is about, I actually have the image of her, right? I know what she looks like. And this has been a big year for me, because I turned 40 this year. And there's so much about what was my future self and my ideal self she was 40, right? So now I'm like, crap, here I am. And am I her? Like, am I acting like her? Am I behaving like her? Am I choosing like her? And in so many ways I am. But what I love about this idea of wardrobe is, what if I could put her pants on every day, right? What would that feel like to, open up her closet and put on her clothing, and everything does have an energy with it? And what if every piece of my wardrobe was like infused with the energy of my highest self, who is out there living her highest purpose in the world, and you know, with regard to our businesses, right, out there showing up to showing up as her highest self in order to serve that highest purpose of her business. And that's why I'm so excited about the work that you do. And I actually want to talk a little bit more about how you do that. So like, I am someone who hates shopping, but I know I have lots of women who go through my program or who I just work with or follow me that love shopping, but maybe are buying the wrong things for them, or they're buying things that are just because they're on sale. They're like impulse buying. But my own personal struggle, so we'll just start here because I've gotcha, is I hate to shop. And when you talked in the beginning, you said what you find the struggle with a lot of women is that they just want to blend in. Like this has been a big one for me, where I don't ever want to purchase anything that seems too out there or too trendy or has too much personality to it. Those of you who watch my show see I almost always wear solids or stripes. But so I guess what I'm getting at is how, like, I feel like I've gone so far down this rabbit hole of where I'm in workout clothes most days, or occasionally I'll be wearing, you know, jeans and a t-shirt, right? But how does one go from feeling like I don't even know if any of the clothes in my wardrobe even bring me joy, to stepping into the wardrobe, you know, putting on the pants of my ideal self? Like, how do we bridge that gap? And I know the answer is working with you, but
yeah, we would take care of that, but I'll tell you how, because I think that will be helpful. I think that'll be a good insight. But I think there's two answers to this question. And the first is you have to remove the pressure. So kind of like, while we've spent this first half of this conversation saying how important wardrobe is, the other half of that is you have to remove the pressure of it, because it's not worth any form of stress or worry, and that's the beautiful part of when you can actually remove wardrobe from your plate and have it taken care of for you. It frees up such an immense amount of creativity and energy that is, we all know, better served in the work that you're doing, no matter what that work is. And so removing the pressure really allows you to start to kind of not dig yourself out of the rabbit hole, but like float slowly out of it. Just not applying so much pressure to how you're looking and how you're showing up. And yes, one half of that is having the support, but also just from an energy perspective, not letting it be such a pressure point. And this is the perspective that can help with that, is that when I let go of looking at wardrobe from a materialistic point of view. So I'm going to tell you how to start to remove some of the pressure, because I know it's much easier said than done. When you start to, you know, not look at it from a materialistic point of view and let it be what it really is, which is just a vessel for communicating and supporting your mission. When you do that, getting dressed can become much more enjoyable and value adding. And this takes all of the pressure away, because the dressing then just represents you or I. It represents the person and the leader and the mother and the business owner that you want to be. And it's not about the guilt of, should I buy stuff for myself? Should I spend money on this? Do I deserve to have a wardrobe that supports me in all of these wonderful things? Because it's not about the clothing. It's not about buying this really great necklace or this really great shirt. So if you can change your mindset when you are shopping of, I'm not buying a shirt or a necklace or spending dollars on this thing. I am creating this person that I need to be. It becomes less about the shoe and the dress and everything about who you are in that shoe or dress. And I find with most women, if you can kind of start to remove that materialistic view, the pressure just drops from here all the way down to here. Because it's not about it becomes not about, do I deserve and all of these things. It's like, I have to be this woman. I have to be this best and bravest self. So what do I need to do to get there?
Oh, I love that. I love the shift from buying, which feels like consuming,
yep,
to creating, which, ooh, boy, does that feel in alignment with me and with so many of these heart-centered women entrepreneurs who mm-hmm. I know are having the same struggles that I am. Mm-hmm. And especially, right, I work with people, right, and get them in this transformation where they do feel transformed on the inside and are ready to step into what they really want to create, like what they're really here to do. And I love that shift. Mm-hmm. So what's the next thing?
Yeah. So the second half of your question. So that is, one way that we start to facilitate that through the process is that we remove you from the equation for a portion of the program. And what I mean by that is that it allows us to be your objective eye. And it's really the biggest value add of the transformation, because when we can remove you for a little bit, and that requires a whole lot of trust building on our end and, setting the stage up for this to be perfect. But once we get to know you incredibly well, and really you get to know yourself incredibly well, we become the objective eye. We take all of that information, all of that wonderful stuff about you that you shared, and we ascribe visual attributes to it. So what happens is that we then get on the same page of what this image is going to look like. And when you are not the person who has to look at everything and say, do I like this? Does this look good on me? Does this fit me? We remove that lens completely, the lens of self-judgment and criticism and all the other things that are blurring that lens. And we become that objective person. And that objective person holds that bar of your best and bravest self. So that is the standard at which we choose everything for you. That's the standard at which we choose your necklaces and your shoes. Like, nothing is chosen without real care and consideration for it being something that's going to support you. And the fact that you don't have to do that yourself, not only frees up your time and for people who don't like shopping, but it's a really integral part of the process. The fact that you are removed from that and you're not expected to be like, oh, should I spend this on this necklace? Does this look good on me? It's just, you get to see the whole image all at once of, this is why this works for you. This is how it looks on me. These things just show up on your doorstep and everything's organized in your outfits and you put them on. And it's that kind of holistic aha when you get to see it all put together, that it's like, I see now. But removing you from the process is just, it's a key part of it, especially when you're kind of coming to us with some pre-existing struggles.
Which I think you can gather from talking to me. I've got some pre-existing struggles, right? So I just want to get clear, and I want to give my viewers an opportunity to actually schedule a call with you on when you say we and it shows up at your door. What are we talking here? Because I know in the past, this has been a problem for me for a while. So I actually tried Stitch Fix, which is like a inexpensive solution. Well, it's like a personal stylist in a box kind of thing, and you fill out this online questionnaire. And but what was sent to me, what I'm getting at is I still felt overwhelmed, because what they sent to me every week or however often I did it was things they thought I might like. And, you could try them on and decide if you wanted them. But what you just described to me sounds like a weight off my shoulders and a breath of fresh air, because what was the limiter for me was that I was having trouble deciding, do I even like this? And what would it go with? Like, how would I incorporate this into, one, would ideally wear it? I'm not sure. And then how do I incorporate this into my life and wardrobe? Like, is it worth buying now? I think is what I was getting at. So talk to me about how you work with people, and then I'll give everybody the link for a conversation with you.
Okay. So, to start, a lot of the people who come to us have done Stitch Fix before. And like you said, the reason why it didn't particularly work was because our ideal client is looking for a done for you solution. So where wardrobe is really it's not on your radar anymore. We're a quality over quantity company. And so you get this foundational wardrobe that's perfect for you, and then it's meant to last you for a long time. And then the biggest thing is that I wish we could show them an image, but are our lookbooks. So that's kind of the key to the transformation. So everything you own that brings you joy and everything that we purchase for you gets put into a virtual closet, which is your lookbook. So you have your outfits that show you how to wear everything. And they get personalized for you. So it might say morning networking event. It may say picking kids up from school. And none of these are silly. Like, I think that people think that, I should not have an outfit for picking my kids up from school or for going to T-ball. But every woman I work with is amazing. And every single one has those outfits that are, this is what I'm wearing when I'm going to go to the grocery store. Because what it does, what the lookbook does, is you then start to learn. And it's the hand-holding process. And we're kind of right behind your lookbook. There's a button you can click on to talk, and we are there to help you figure out what outfit you want to wear. But the way that people work with us is that, everyone does a styling session first. And so what that is, on that session, we'll really identify the development opportunities in your wardrobe and answer a lot of questions. It can be really eye-opening. And so what Carrie and I have talked about is that we're offering those sessions, so they're normally $500, completely complimentary. So yeah, they're really fun. They're really fun for me too. And we have a team here, but I do all of these sessions. So, and it's cool because everyone gets a chance to experience us at a very low risk. It's your time, and no one has ever not enjoyed these sessions. They are very fun, but it's a cool way just to get an idea of, is this right for me? Is this something I could see myself stepping into this best and bravest version? And so, yeah, the session will be an hour. It'll be video just like this. And you'll get to pre-qualify for it. And so in that, you'll get to answer some questions, which even alone answering those questions can be helpful for people. But we'll get to know a little bit about you before we even get on the session. So when we're on, we are getting down to business and getting things figured out. So I'm excited that you guys get to experience this.
Well, so I'm excited too, and I'm so grateful that you've opened up a window just for my people. So like you just heard Maegan here, it's this is a $500 session, and it is worth every penny. Like she said, just going through the qualifying questions to even book your session will, so many of you guys are coaches, right? So like answering those questions forces you to do some inner work where you're already gaining insight and clarity into, like Maegan keeps referring, into that best and bravest version of you, or like what I say, right, is this ideal version of you, the you that is aligned with your highest calling and behaving and showing up physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually that way. Anyway, so the link to book a session with Maegan is carrieroldan.com/my dear Watson. But here's the catch: is this is a $500 session, so she's opened up a block of time just for you guys, just for my people. But you do need to book by February 18th. So you need to go over to carrieroldan.com/my dear Watson before February 18th. So if you are watching this on a replay or you found it on YouTube and it's after February 18th, you can still go ahead and click over on that link and try. I just don't know if Maegan can't guarantee that she's still going to have that window open for me and my folks. But is that accurate, Maegan?
Yeah, that's right. And your session doesn't have to happen for the 18th. It's just that's when the spots are being held until then, if that makes sense. So it's a really easy process to pre-qualify and pick your spot. So that's when they're going to be held through. And if you have any questions, there's easy contact information there. Just ask a question. And when you book, then you get connected with us via email. And we have a lot of cool resources we can share, even if it ends up not being a fit. It's there's some cool stuff we can send your way.
I just love that. So first, I think you can tell in the course of this conversation, I just want to thank you for, if nothing else has happened on this call, you really crystallized for me, like that next step, right? Is, and this is the next step for so many of you guys. Like if you've worked with me in the past, or if you're thinking about working with me, like whether it's working with Maegan first or me, like it doesn't matter. What matters is that you recognize that taking care of the physical is no joke, right? That it's an important part for how you show up, in your life and your business. And it actually may be, like, oftentimes all times, our emotional, mental, spiritual journey, right? That evolution has tangible, physical next steps. Always. That's why we're here right now in these physical bodies, is to have a physical experience. And yet so many of us, the heart-centered among us, tend to discount the physical. We want to be, there's a saying that we judge others by their behavior and we judge ourselves by our intentions. But think about that, instead of behavior, right, is appearance, right? Where there's so much, like Maegan said, that is, we can have the best of intentions. We can have this amazing heart. We can have this huge talent and this incredible gift to share with the world. But if we show up on the outside like someone different from that, it won't be seen. And so what I'm getting at is, I'm recognizing on this call, the big aha for me, the important thing for me to recognize is that I'm going to put on a pair of pants every day anyways. I might as well be putting on the pants of ideal me. And ideal me does sometimes go to networking events. She does sometimes speak on big stages, and she does oftentimes go pick up her kids from school and go to soccer practice, etc. And she doesn't need to just show up when she's standing on a big stage. She needs to show up in jeans that make her feel good when she goes, like, I don't know, I'm rambling now, but that was my big aha. So I want to thank you for that, Maegan. And I want to give the link one more time, because if you guys are feeling like me, it's time to align the next step in your alignment with the highest version of yourself. That best and bravest version of you is the external physical. Then let's get a call scheduled with Maegan before her block of time expires for us. So if you just go to carrieroldan.com/my dear Watson before February 18th, your appointment doesn't have to be before February 18th. You just need to go through the application process before then. Maegan will hold a spot for you. So Maegan, thank you for being here. Do you have closing thoughts? Anything you want to add?
I really enjoyed this conversation. I'm really excited to meet you guys, really, truly, because Carrie's so, so, so wonderful. And just the fact that our work is so similar, and I think that is what is so cool. And the fact that they're going to be, a lot of the people have worked with you already, they're going to be primed to kind of be in that mindset of like, I am ready to have things be easy and feel really good, and not struggle anymore. And I think that's like the biggest gift we can give ourselves, is to just be like, I'm ready. Because when you say I'm ready, everything you need is going to start to show up. So I really enjoyed this, and I'm really excited to meet everyone.
Me too. And I just love what you said. You said I'm ready, and the phrase I always use is I'm willing to. But same. Oh my gosh. So if you are ready, if you are willing to, if you're ready to show up differently on the outside, because it is time to put on your ideal girl pants, I want you to go to carrieroldan.com/my dear Watson and book your session with Maegan before February, or apply for your session with Maegan before February 18th. Maegan Watson, thank you so much for being here. You have this huge, amazing heart. I love your energy. I love what you're about. I know this won't be the last time that we chat, or that you even chat with my people, because we could just take this conversation deeper and deeper and deeper. But thank you, guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here.
Thank you.
And for those of you who are just ready to explore your relationship with me further, don't forget you can also go to carrieroldan.com/apply to book a clarity call with me and find out what the next best step for you is. And you know what, people? I'm happy on that clarity call. I'm more than happy. I do often on these clarity calls wind up saying, you know what, the next best step for you might be to work with Maegan, or to work with so-and-so, or to work. So it truly is a clarity call. We'll get clear on your body, mind, business alignment and find out what is the next step with you. Is it physical, mental, emotional, spiritual? I'll send you off in the right direction, or I'll bring you into my own clutches. So Maegan Watson, thank you for being here. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Carrie Roldan Show. Here is a great big virtual hug from me. Hug yourself, ladies. Do it with me. And I will see you in the next episode. Adios.